Trump, the president, wants interest rates lowered. Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve, says no. Trump then wants Jerome Powell fired. And you might be thinking that lower interest rates sound good. I can finally buy a house. And I'm here to give you not so great news. And forgive me. I have been avoiding getting into some of these dates since I felt like y'all knew. I thought I thought y'all were well aware of the consequences of some of the president's decisions and just didn't care or thought those effects might not apply to you. But I've been praying, I've been asking, I've been learning, I've been questioning and having conversations. And for some of you, yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Some of you, I think some of you genuinely don't know, which is why I feel compelled to discuss it.
Let's discuss it. Finally, someone that understands that it's about the rates and also understands that if rates go lower, 99.9% of you that are out there waiting for rates to go lower are going to be the ones that benefit the least, if any. And so stay with us while we watch this lady cook.
Okay, so why should you want Jerome Powell to hesitate lowering interest rates? And I'm not talking big facts and figures. That data exists and is clearly not in your sphere of wonder. So I'm going to take another approach.
Yeah, man, I had to stop her again because she's exactly right, 1,000% right. There's too many folks online with diagrams and charts and numbers and all of this misleading type stuff that has no reference point, that's not based upon real data. And she's right. You don't want to know the truth. You want to feel like how you want to feel. And that's your prerogative. But know and understand that if you want to know the truth, the data, the real data is out here. And a lot of places that it's existing is on government websites that are free. Some places you do have to pay for it. But please, for the life of me, quit listening to people with a bunch of bubbles behind them talking about there's 10,000 foreclosures that happened in DFW this morning. Because the data says otherwise. Let's keep going.
You should not want interest rates lowered because if that happens, one, you are not prepared to compete. And two, there are no rules restricting your competition. Let's start with your preparation. What do I mean? And I'm going to stick with real estate. That's the point of this page. People are buying houses every day, bruh. Yeah, it's expensive. That doesn't mean people aren't buying. So if you're not ready to buy, you won't be ready in time to get what you think you're getting. Because the people who are ready and have been buying are not concerned about the rates. They just want higher profits.
Man, as you can see, I'm trying to hold my excitement. But when I tell you she's preaching, I want to say church. Here's the deal, man. Just today, I've talked to 7 people that have no basis in reality, from wanting the sellers to pay for everything and expecting it, so much so you're going into a transaction with no money, none, right? Down to someone trying to tell me that a seller is obligated to pay for their buy down as far as rates and points are concerned. People applying, and you know your credit is a 2. Right? But you're calling 5,000 places thinking you're going to get what you want to get. You're not prepared. People aren't prepared. And to her point, folks are buying, bruh. They are, because they can afford it. And more importantly, a lot of investors, builders, homeowners that are in this business for the purpose of rental income. They're just not making as much profit as they were. That's why you don't see house prices going down. Had another client call me today. Had they bought earlier this year, rates would have been sub 6%. But they're listening to a lot of folks out there online with all the doom and gloom, and they're causing you guys to miss the mark. That person called me today and said, hey man, I thought these homes that were sitting on the market in the particular area that he was discussing, first of all, I can't win a bid, okay? Because it's house buying time, it's summertime. And folks that are wanting to be in homes before school starts, they're doing that now. When he was looking earlier in the year, there was less competition. Same thing goes for the end of the year. These are things that you guys don't think about, because if it bleeds, it leads. But I'm going to say what she said again. Folks are buying, bruh. So just because you can't doesn't mean that what you want to believe is true. Respectfully, you guys got to start finding folks that aren't manipulating you, but are telling you the truth. So that's it. Let me quit preaching. Let me let her preach. Let's get back to it.
And that goes into my second point. Without Trump developing a plan that benefits you, if the interest rates fall tomorrow, I will buy all the properties. And listen to me when I say me. I'm just trying to give you something concrete to latch onto. I am a low-tier investor, and I can still blow you out of the water. Can you imagine the big guys? Can you imagine the investors with 8, 9, 10-figure net worths? Immediate drops in interest rates without a plan for you helps me, we, who already have properties. It helps me, we, who already have equity. It helps me, we, who already have the income. The higher interest rates that we have been experiencing only lowered my profits. They never stopped my business. Right now, Jerome is holding that line because the economy and your pockets are weak. The bloodbath, if he relinquishes, will be unreal.
So, thank you for telling the truth. Thank you for letting folks know that people like yourself, investors, even small investors, hell, people like me that have been on the sidelines waiting for the right opportunity, are always going to outcompete those of you that, while waiting on said opportunity, are doing nothing to increase your odds. Credit's horrible. Income is suspect. Entitlement through the roof, right? Don't get me wrong. There's some opportunities out here in the marketplace. Don't get me wrong. You don't have to buy because people are buying, bruh. You have to realize that they don't need you to buy. You have to realize that this thing is going to keep going. Here's the deal. If you want to buy, hear what we're saying and don't take it personal. You have to get ready. We went through the pandemic. No one should be dealing with credit issues if you're watching me on YouTube, because there's thousands, probably hundreds of thousands, millions of hours of videos on how to successfully manage one's credit. Okay? But you can either stay on these apps like this and cry and lament. And like she's saying, I'll say this: rent is about to be $3,000. And all of you guys trying to go to other countries, they got their own problems. And if you don't take this American dollar, you can't go over there. So that's a whole nother video. I'm just saying, you can run, but you can't hide. You got to be more productive. We have to live beneath our means, and you have to understand what's going on and stop having, as the Bible says, itching ears, looking for teachers telling you that the sky is falling and that you deserve a McMansion and you don't have to pay for it, because none of that is based in reality. And I'm not a politician, really don't care about those things. I care about the things that I can control, because that's all you can control, right? And following the rules as they're stated. But here's the deal. Jerome is holding the line, because if he lowers them rates, trust me, y'all still going to be crying. The cry now is going to be, I can't get a house. We already experienced that. Folks are on the sideline. There's millions of people, and there's not enough inventory to skew the prices. And if you really are honest with yourself, you've seen that. So thanks for hearing it or saying it from another person, a different perspective. It's about competition, guys. You got to get in where you fit in. And before you can get in, you got to prepare. You got to prepare. With that, I'm a lender. If you need help preparing, and I'm your kind of guy, information is in the pinned comment or the description of this video. I'm going to let her have the last words. Y'all be blessed. Check out.
And I'm not saying this to change your mind. You're grown. You can vote how you want. You can live how you want to live. I just want to make sure that you know what you're asking for, eyes wide open.